Roman 4, Isaac Bickerstaff's Hypocrite by Charles Lamb. By one of those strange perversities which actuate poor mortals in the place of motives, to persuade us into the notion that we are free agents, we presume, we had never till the other evening seen Doughton in Dr. Cantwell. By a pious fraud of Mr. Arnold's, who, by a process as simple as some of those by which Matthews metamorphoses his person, has converted the play into an opera, a conversion, by the way, for which we are highly indebted to him, we have been favored with this rich novelty at our favorite theater. It seems a little unreasonable to come lagging in with a posthumous testimony to the merits of a performance of which the town has long rung. But we cannot help remarking in Mr. Doughton's acting the subtle gradations of the hypocrisy, the length to which it runs in proportion as the recipient is capable of taking it in, the gross palpable way in which he administers the dose in wholesale to old Lady Lambert, that rich fanatic, the somewhat more guarded manner in which he retails it out, only so much at a time as he can bear, to the somewhat less bitten fool her son, and the almost absence of it before the younger members of the family, when nobody else is by. How the cloven foot peeps out a little and a little more, till the diabolical nature is stung out at last into full manifestation of its horrid self. What a grand insolence in the tone which he assumes, when he commands Sir John to quit his house. And then the tortures and agonies when he is finally baffled. It is in these last perhaps that he is greatest, and we should be doing injustice not to compare this part of the performance with, and in some respects to give it the preference above, the acting of Mr. Keene in a situation nearly analogous, at the conclusion of the City Madam. Cantwell reveals his pangs with quite as much force, and without the assistance of those contortions which transform the detected Luke into the similitude of a mad tiger or a foaming demon. Doughton plays it neither like beast nor demon, but simply as it should be, a bold bad man pushed to extremity. Humanity is never once overstepped. Has it ever been noticed, the exquisite modulation with which he draws out the word Charles, when he calls his secretary, PG 222, so humble, so seraphic, so resigned. The most diabolical of her sex that we ever knew accented all her honey devil words in just such a hymn-like smoothness. The spirit of Whitfield seems hovering in the air, to suck in the blessed tones, so much like his own upon earth. Lady Huntingdon claps her neat white wings, and gives it out again in heaven to the sainted ones, in approbation. Miss Kelly is not quite at home in Charlotte, she is too good for such parts. Her cue is to be natural. She cannot put on the modes of artificial life and play the coquette as it is expected to be played. There is a frankness in her tones which defeats her purposes. We could not help wondering why her lover, Mr. Pierman, looked so rueful. We forgot that she was acting airs and graces, as she seemed to forget it herself, turning them into a playfulness which could breed no doubt for a moment which way her inclinations ran. She is in truth not framed to tease or torment even in jest, but to utter a hearty yes or no, to yield or refuse assent with a noble sincerity. We have not the pleasure of being acquainted with her, but we have been told that she carries the same cordial manners into private life. We have heard, too, of some virtues which she is in the practice of, but they are of a description which repay themselves, and with them neither we nor the public have anything to do. One word about Wrench, who played the colonel. Was this man never unhappy? It seems as if care never came near him, as if the black ox could never tread upon his foot. We want something calamitous to befall him, to bring him down to us. It is a shame he should be suffered to go about with his well-looking happy face and tones, insulting us thin race of irritable and irritable-making critics.